Is my video clear? I mean, is there light enough? Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, clear.
Okay, perfect. So the title of this chapter, 11th chapter that we're going to start today is the universal form. And here we see a link. Last chapter. Somebody can read this. You can read from the yellow and then the pink and then the green. Somebody can read fast. So unmute.
Last verse, chapter 10, with a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe.
Last verse, chapter 10. With a single fragment of myself, I provide and support the entire universe. 10.42. Arjuna wishes to see that all pervasive form of the Lord. All pervasive form. Am I not audible?
Yes, Prabhu, but it's coming in breaks. So we'll have Kamlamati Vatsaji continue. Is that okay? Go ahead, Mataji, go ahead.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Although Krishna is driving Arjuna's chariot, he pervades and supports the entire universe. Arjuna therefore wishes to see Krishna's all-pervading form. Arjuna requests Krishna to reveal his universal form. Krishna describes his universal form and provides vision to Arjuna. Arjuna beholds Krishna's universal form with astonishment, hesitatingly begins to describe what he sees. Arjuna trembles, prays to Krishna's universal form, begs his forgiveness for having previously acted in ignorance, requests to withdraw his universal form and show two-armed form. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is a synopsis with a link from last chapter that where Krishna said, with a single fragment of myself, I pervade the entire universe. So now Arjun wishes to see that pervasive form. So this is the verse division in this chapter. Arjun requests Krishna to show his universal form. 5th to 8th verses, Lord Krishna describes his universal form. And then 9 to 14, Sanjay describes Arjuna's vision of the universal form. And then 15 to 31, Arjun experiences his experience of seeing the universal form. Then Krishna's reply, time I am, become my instrument. And then Arjuna's prayers. Pure bhakti is the prerequisite to see any form of Krishna. So today we'll try and cover 4 sections, but we are going to try and move fast. Here again, this is the connection between chapter 10 and 11. We just spoke about how Krishna said that with a single fragment of his, he supports the entire, pervades and supports the entire universe. And Arjun wants to see that pervasive form of Krishna. Although Krishna is driving his chariot, he pervades and supports the entire universe. Arjun therefore wishes to see Krishna's all-pervading form. Thus, after 2 introductory verses, Arjuna asks Krishna to reveal his universal form. Again, summary. Now, Krishna shows 2 forms, his Vishvarup and his Kalarup also. So, verses 10 to 19, Arjuna witnesses Krishna's universal form of opulence as described in chapter 10, where he spoke about his vibhutis, if you remember. So all those Krishna shows there in chapter 10, he spoke about the vibhutis, but here he shows that part, how Krishna pervades the entire material manifestation. Then Kala Roop, starting with verse number 20th, Arjuna describes his vision of Lord's Kala Roop, form of time, how Lord pushes all material entities towards destruction. So this chapter reveals Krishna as the cause of all causes. Arjuna's illusion is dispelled. He is convinced. But this was dispelled in chapter 10 only. Remember when Krishna spoke the Chatushloki? And then soon after that, verse number 12, how Arjuna submitted and he accepted, yes, I know that you are the Supreme Lord. But even after understanding that he is the Supreme, he is the supremely divine. He's requesting Krishna in this chapter to show that form of his. In the 11th chapter, on seeing the universal form, Arjun, frightened, begins to praise that form. By showing his original form, the Lord then gives bliss to Arjuna. And then this is for my benefit. Arjun acknowledges Krishna's grace. Krishna has himself said that he is speaking just for Arjuna's benefit. Let's keep going. We'll begin with the first verse. Arjuna uvacha mad anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma samgitam yat tvayoktam vachastena mohayam vigato mama.
I'll cover that for it. That part.
Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. So just like a student who confirms that he has understood what the teacher has taught, here Arjuna is confirming, yes, whatever you have spoken, I have understood. In this verse, Arjuna does that. So 2.3, Krishna says, Hridaya Dorbalyam. Remember, he had said that to Arjuna, it is your petty weakness of heart. So weakness of heart arises from moha or illusion. So biologically, weakness of heart looks like this when the heart does not have enough strength to pump blood into the body. But spiritual weakness of heart is when the heart does not have enough strength to push aside undesirable emotions. This is really important. How when Krishna called him, this is your weakness of heart. In 2.3, this is what was meant, that you cannot decide what is right and wrong, and you cannot push aside those emotions which are not desirable. So this is spiritual weakness of the heart. Spiritually strong heart recognizes higher emotions and sustains them, resists and let go of lower emotions. Spiritually weak heart is bound by illusion, thinking that the body and its desires are more important. Soul and its aspirations are less important. And this is more so for people in general. If you see, people coming to temple, in the heart, in the beginning, there's always, some desire or some problem people are going through. They come to the temple, come in front of deities and ask for benedictions, and they pray for the Lord to remove all those problems and sufferings from life. So that is good. Prabhupada used to say, at least they're coming to the temple, and if coming in front of Krishna, at least they are submitting to that great Lord, and he will take care for sure, and in due course of time bring them to the highest perfection of loving devotion service with him. But in the beginning, like we were discussing, it's not like that. And we've seen this with experience, please chant the holy names of Lord. They are the best perfection for your life. They hear it, but just doesn't sink in. It is because of spiritual weakness of heart. For them, this illusion, bound by illusion, thinking that the body and its desires are more important. I have to take care of my family. Yes, it is important, but it is more important to take time out for the soul also. That is the best thing we can do, right? But this is something that is not understood because there is spiritual weakness of heart. Soul and its aspirations are less important for them. When moha, illusion, goes away, the heart becomes strong and understands that there is no need to crave for permanence in material things. When we see in front of our eyes people dying, leaving everything that they've collected, not just the assets, but also fame, recognition, all those things are gone when we die. Then why do we keep running after them, right? They are not permanent. So what is permanent is what we take with us in the next life, and then next and next and next, and that's spiritual. That is connection with Krishna. So if we can devote most of our time through the day in building that connection, that is the perfection of life. Prabhupada says in the purport, this chapter reveals Krishna as the cause of all causes. He's even the cause of Mahavishnu, from whom the material universes emanate. Krishna is not an incarnation, he's the source of all incarnations. That has been completely explained in the last chapter. 11.2 Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam shruto vistarasho maya tvetahat kamala patraksha mahatmayam apichavyayam. Can you read the translation?
O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Bhava apyayo hi bhutanam. Krishna says, Arjuna says, the of all existence, Bhava apyayo hi bhutanam, of all existence, the creation and destruction, Shruto vistaratsho maya. I have heard about it in Vistar, in detail from you. Tvata Kamala Patraksha, about you also, O lotus-eyed one. And then Mahatmayam Api Chavyayam, I've heard about your glories also. So, what are these glories? These are imperishable. So, Kamala Patraksha, Krishna is called by that name by Arjuna. It's a beautiful epithet, and Arjuna addresses in this intimate way, so out of joy after knowing the facts. He's the source of all creation, maintenance, and destruction was spoken about this fact by Krishna in 7.6 and 7.7. What was 7.7? Anybody remembers? The example of how Krishna gave the analogy of the thread and the pearls strung on the bead. What was the verse?
Maya tatam idam sarvam jagata. No, that is 7.7 is.
Sudre Manigana eva adrada starting ಹೇಗೆ?
Nanyat kinchirasi dhananjaya maya sarvamidam protam sutre manigana eva.
Very nice. Okay. So, and then he's still aloof, inconceivable, opulence explained in 9.4 and 5. Then now Arjuna is saying, my illusion is gone. My illusion of I being the doer is removed. Therefore, as all the embodied beings are dependent on you, my delusion of the type, I am the doer, has been removed. And here Krishna is called as the lotus-eyed one, Kamala Patraksha. Very intimate address. The flow of Bhagavad Gita is taking us towards the intimate personality of the Supreme Lord. 11.3 Evametad yathatvam Atmanam Parameshvara drishtumichami te rupam Aishvaram Purushottama. Translation,
O
please.
of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see the form of yours. I want to see you that form of yours. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry, wait, I'll fix this because we cannot see clearly. Okay, so Arjuna wants to see Krishna's Rupa Aishwarya, that form by which Krishna pervades all the existence. Krishna had said, I pervade this entire universe by just one spark of my splendor. Arjuna wants to know how Krishna does that. So, evam etad yathata tvam. Thus, he says, so as you have said, so you're manifest here before me. You've spoken so like this earlier, and I accept what you say. Atmanam Parameshvara. Now that there is some other higher reality, Parameshwara, Drishtum Ichchami Te Rupam, I am desirous to see Drishtum, to see that Aishwarya Rupa of yours, Aishwarya Purushottama, Aishwarya, that Rupa which is Aishwarya, endowed with all Aishwarya, O Purushottama, you are Purushottama. So details you can read later. Prabhupada says, Krishna also understands that Arjuna wants to see the universal form to set a criteria. For the future, there would be so many impostors who would post themselves as incarnation of God. The people, therefore, should be careful. One who claims to be Krishna should be prepared to show his universal form to confirm his claim to the people. Let's keep going. 11.4. मन्यसे यदि तच्चक्ष्यं मया दृष्टुम् इति प्रभो योगेश्वरा ततो मे त्वं दर्शयात्मानम् अव्ययम्. Somebody can unmute.
If you think that I'm able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Manyase yadi tat chakyam. Krishna, Arjuna says, my dearest Lord, if you think it is possible for me, Maya drishtum iti prabhu, to see this form of you, O Lord, Yogeshwara, tato me tvam. You are Yogeshwar, you have all those mystic powers. So I know it's possible for you to show Darshyatmanam avyayam. Your glories are imperishable. Darshyatmanam, I want to see, but I can only see if you give your darshan to me, or if you reveal yourself to me. So one is pride and one is humility. Here we see with so much humility, Arjuna is asking Krishna, if you think that I'll be able to see, then kindly reveal that form. You can reveal for sure. For you, it's not impossible. But for me to see, you can only reveal it. And if you do that, then only I can see. So humility, a devotee desires but does not demand. Our qualification is not decided by us, it is decided by Krishna. We want to do a certain seva, it's in our heart, we think we're qualified, but only when Krishna decides that we are qualified are we given that particular seva. So let's have somebody read this who can quickly go through these points. You can unmute.
Universal form is non-permanent. Although transcendental is manifested for cosmic manifestation, therefore is temporary. Material nature is manifested and unmanifested. Similarly, this universal form, see, not eternally situated in the spiritual sky as Krishna's form. So, devotee is not eager to see Krishna in this form, but Krishna acceded to the request of Arjuna. Cannot be seen with ordinary eyes.
Here in the purport, Prabhupada also says, Krishna is not obliged to reveal himself unless one surrenders fully in Krishna consciousness and engages in devotional service. Thus, it is not possible for persons who depend on the strength of their mental speculation to see Krishna. If the infinite reveals himself, then it is possible to understand the nature of the infinite by the grace of the infinite. Arjuna requests Krishna to show his form. So this is a summary from verses 1 to 4. My illusion is dispelled. Mohoyam vigato mama. I have heard from you. Shruto vistarasho maya. I desire to see your universal form. Drishtum ichchami te rupam. If you think that I can behold. Manyase yadi tat shakshyam maya drishtum iti prabhu. Okay, next. Krishna's description of his own universal form, what Arjuna is going to see. So, for example, if we're taking our kids for some movie, devotional movie, right? We want to tell them what they are going to see. If they're really small, we want to tell them what is it there that what they can expect to see in the movie, right? Give me 1 second. Yeah, so what to expect? Now, Krishna is telling Arjuna what to expect. What form, the form that he's going to reveal to Arjuna, what can Arjuna expect to see in that form is what Krishna is going to describe from verses 5 to 8. So remember, it is not that Krishna is already showing his form and talking about it. He hasn't yet revealed the form, but he's just giving a precursor of what is following when he shows the form actually. So let's look at these verses. 11.5 Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Pashyame Partha Rupani Shatashota Sahasrasha Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Kritini Cha. Somebody can read the translation.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied, divine, and multicolored forms." Bhagavad Gita 11.5. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Krishna said, Pasya me Partha Rupani. Pasya is to see. So, and this Pasya is going to come again and again and again several times, where Krishna is going to tell Arjuna, just see. See, O Arjuna, because Arjuna had wanted to see. So now Krishna is going to keep saying, now see. So Pasya, you are going to see. Me Partha Rupani, you are going to see that majestic form which has within its form so many forms. So Rupani is many, plural of Rupa. So you are going to see many forms within that form. Shatasho tha sahasrasha. So Shata is 100 and Sahasra is 1,000. So many hundreds and thousands of forms you're going to see within that form. Nana Vidhani Divyani. Also that there are different kinds of form, but they are divine, they are divya, and they are nana vidhani, they are extraordinary, and they're connected with the Lord. Nana varna kritini cha. So varna is color, akriti is shape. So they are going to be multifarious colors and shapes. So the universal form, there is a universal form, but within itself there is tremendous variety. There are many forms within that form, and all are divine with different colors and shapes. Krishna is giving some basic framework to familiarize Arjuna with the mysterious vision that he's going to reveal to Arjuna, which he has no prior connection to. A pre-description of the view that is going to follow. Prabhupada says in the purport, although transcendental, this is manifested for cosmic manifestation. Therefore, this universal form is temporary. It's very important to understand this universal form that Krishna is going to reveal is not a permanent form or eternal form. This is a temporary form. Material nature is manifested and unmanifested. Similarly, this universal form, not eternally situated in the spiritual sky as Krishna's form. Devotee is not eager to see Krishna in this form, but Krishna is ceded to the request of Arjuna. This cannot be seen with ordinary eyes, and Krishna must give one the power to see it. Okay, just this comes in the purport. The Lord speaks about these forms situated in one place in 2 verses. So next, Krishna says, Pashyayadityan vasun rudran ashvino marutastata bahuni adrishta purvani pashyacharyani bharata. Somebody can read the translation, please.
O best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Pashya Adityan Vasun Rudran. See the Adityas and see the Rudras. Ashtvino Marutas Tata. See the Ashwinis and the Marutas. Bahuni Adrishta Purvani. All the powerful personalities in the universe are here, what no one else has seen before. Pashya Ashcharyani Bharata. This is amazing. What you're going to see is going to be amazing. Ashcharya Bharata. You're going to be amazed by it. So who is who in the whole universal cosmology is revealed now. The powerful personalities, illustrious persons, and among them the most illustrious, Krishna, and how all others are manifesting Krishna's glory. So what he spoke about in the 10th chapter, remember his vibhutis, amongst the Maruts, I am this, among the Adityas, I am this and this and this, right? All the vibhutis, Krishna is now going to reveal all of that. Prabhupada says it is impossible to know Krishna fully, but Arjuna, as a personal friend of Krishna, most advanced of learned men, still not possible for him to know everything about Krishna. Okay, 11.7. Ihaikastam jagat kritsnam pashyadya sa characharam mama dehe gudakesha yachanya drishtum arhat ichchasi. Somebody can read, please. Can read. O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. So, Ihaikastam Jagat Kritsnam. Krishna says, here at one place, the whole universe is seen. Pashyadya Sacharacharam. What is moving and not moving in this universe, everything can be seen at one place. Mama Dehe Gudakesha, in my form, O Gudakesha. All this you can see in my body. Yat Chanya Drishtum Ichchasi. So Yat Chanyat is behold this, whatever else you want to see, and whatever you might want to see in the future. So there's something that Arjuna desires to see that Krishna is revealing, but there might be something that he might want to see in the future that also Krishna says, I will be revealing. So Ihaikastam Jagat Kritsnam, in one place you will be able to see everything. Since Krishna is all pervading and he has vision and knowledge of everything, he's going to give a temporary provisional glimpse of his omniscience. Omniscient is to know everything. So his omniscience, that he knows everything, he is going to give a glimpse of that to Arjuna. And yet Chanyat Drishtum Ichchasi, beyond this, whatever else you may want to see, that also. And what is that? The future outcome of the battle. This is what is going to be in the future, although Arjun has not asked for it, but he might have a desire to see what is the outcome, what is the future of this particular battle, and Krishna is going to reveal that also to Arjuna. Prabhupada says in the purport, this is Krishna's mercy, devotee, far greater than a scientist. No one can see the entire universe while sitting in one place. Even the most advanced scientist cannot see what is going on in other parts of the universe. But by Krishna's grace, his devotee like Arjuna can see past, present, and future all. See this universe, which is impossible for you to see completely, even if you wander within it for millions of years, situated in just one part of my body, Ekastam. Also see whatever else you desire to see, such as your victory and others' defeat in my body, which is the shelter of the universe. Okay, we just did this. link to the next verse, Arjuna should not think that this is some form caused by magical trick or material illusion. For the purpose of giving him faith that the form which contains this whole universe is Satchidananda, he speaks this verse. 11.8, again spoken by Krishna. Natumam shakyase drishtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshu pashyame yogam aishwaram. Somebody read the translation, please.
But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I will give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence.
Krishna is giving divine eyes. Arjuna's desire is, having listened to at length the greatness of the Almighty, Arjuna gets an intense desire to have direct vision of Lord's cosmic form, which supports this vast universe. The Lord obliges him, grants him a divine sight, and blesses him with the vision of his cosmic form. Okay, these lines are appearing again. How did we get rid of them before? Ipsita ji, if you hear, kindly. Archana Mataji, it's coming from your computer somehow.
Yeah, Mataji, I think you have to click that pencil on top of the microphone, that icon, and then choose the eraser and then clear the lines.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. Okay, this better not touch the screen. Archana Mataji, it's coming again and again and again. So just stay away from, just don't touch anything on your screen. Where did the pencil go? Hold on. Okay, kindly don't touch your laptop. Just keep your hands to yourself and you can see, because you can't keep doing this. I'm so sorry. Thank you, thank you. Okay, it's happening again.
Yeah, Balkrishna Prabhu, just uncheck that pencil so it won't come again, so you can touch that whenever you touch the screen.
Yeah, let's continue. So the divine vision, hundreds of tiny particles move about under our very nose, but we are not able to see them. But with the help of a microscope, all these particles can become visible. Similarly, we are not able to see with our gross eyes the Spirit of God which flows through each and every particle in this vast universe. That is why the Lord has endowed Arjuna with a superhuman eyesight. Seeing the universal form, how? Not with the mind, but with the spiritual eyes. Arjuna is told to change his vision, not his eyes. So it's not that Krishna is telling Arjuna, okay, here is another special set of eyes I'm giving to you. You can put them on, not like that. The eyes are the same, but the vision is given by Krishna. Biomaterialize, Anena, you cannot see my purely spiritual form. Therefore, I give you divine or Divya eyes. See with those divine eyes. By letting him see with those eyes, the Lord's intention was to give a little astonishment to Arjuna, who was thinking himself to be a material person. Who gives the vision? Krishna himself. It is not so important Is it so important? No. Prabhupada says pure devotees, they don't like to see Krishna except in his two-handed form. Arjuna wanted to see it, so Krishna showed it. Devotees who are correctly situated in a transcendental relationship with Krishna are attracted by loving features, not by a godless display of opulences. Cowherd playmates of Krishna, so immersed in pure love, don't even know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They never want Krishna to show his opulences. Why is Arjuna asking then to show? So that in future people could understand that Krishna not only theoretically or philosophically presented himself as the Supreme, but actually presented himself as such to Arjuna. Arjuna must confirm this because Arjuna is the beginning of a parampara system. The Lord gave Arjuna the necessary power to see the universal form because he knew that Arjuna did not particularly wanted to see it. Now, if you remember, in the beginning only, it was said that with fourth chapter, where Krishna said that this this was lost, right? And I'm giving it to you again, this knowledge. So he's creating this new parampara, which was lost before. So although Arjun doesn't want to see it, he's asking for Krishna to reveal it for the people to understand how Krishna is the Supreme, although he understands. And also for the bogus people who claim that they are God, they should be prepared to show their universal form also, like Krishna did. The fact is that devotee is not concerned to see the Vishwaroop, the universal form, but Arjuna wanted to see it to substantiate Krishna's statement so that in the future people could understand that Krishna not... Okay, we just read that. Let's keep going. This is the summary of the verses from 5th to 8th. Krishna says, now see my opulence, Pashame Partha Rupani, behold the many wondrous things, and then see within my body whatever you wish to see, and also the future. He said, I will give you divine eyes. Okay, let's move to the next presentation, next set of verses from verse number 9. And here's the link. Having spoken thus, the Lord showed that form to Arjuna. Seeing that form, Arjuna described it to the Lord. Sanjay relates what Arjuna said in the next 6 verses. So from 9 to 14, Arjuna is seeing the form and he is Sanjay is relating what Arjuna is seeing, because Sanjay could also see. Remember, he was given the vision by Vasudev also, the divine vision to see. So he can also see, and he is relating what Arjuna is seeing to Dhritarashtra. So Sanjay is speaking now. This is 11.9. Sanjay uvacha evamuktva tato rajan mahayogeshvaro hari darshayam asa parthaya paramam rupa aishwaram. Somebody would like to read?
Sanjaya said, O king, having spoken thus, the Supreme Lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Hare
Krishna. So Arjun used the word Yogeshwar in 11.4. If you remember, Arjun had asked Krishna that you are Yogeshwar, you can reveal it. And remember, he was humble and he was saying, maybe I won't be able to see, but if you want, then I can see, like that. So he called Krishna Yogeshwar. And here Sanjay highlights the point by using a further describer, Mahayogeshwara Varo Hari, the supreme most mystic Hari, is now revealing that form to Arjuna. Darshayam asa Parthaya, reveals unto Partha or Arjuna, Paramam Rupam Aishwaram, the supreme and divine Rupa Aishwarya. Again, this was requested by Arjuna, this Rupa particular to be seen in 11.3. So that is what Sanjay is repeating Arjuna's words, but with further describers. Madhvacharya says, why Lord is called Hari here by Sanjaya? Because he removes all inauspiciousness from his devotees. He is the ultimate recipient of all acts of worship and propitiation, partaking of the liberation known as Ida as well as sanctified vegetarian food offered by the householders to the Supreme Lord. So this is a little detail about why he's called Hari over here. So the meaning of Hari is given. Moksha Dharma states that his complexion is the most radiant of blue colors, hence he is known as Hari. Sanjay describes what was shown to Arjuna by the Lord. Sanjay was provided with divine vision with the blessings of Srila Vyasdev so that he could see what's happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. In subsequent verses, Sanjay describes the universal form of the Lord, which was displayed to Arjuna upon his request. Camera shifts to Krishna and Arjuna with Sanjay revealing the form he's seeing from a zoomed out camera. So if the camera is zoomed in, then Arjuna will be describing what he's seeing, right? That's the zoomed in camera. This is zoomed out because the vision is from Sanjay's point of view. He's looking at the battlefield and he's also seeing the vision. And from a zoomed out camera, Sanjay is describing what Arjun is seeing. Okay, 10.11, 11.10 to 11. So two verses are spoken here together. Aneka vatra nayanam, aneka bhuta darshanam, aneka divyabharanam, divyaneka udyatyadum, divyamalayam bharadharam, divyagandhanurlepanam, sarvascharyamayam devam anantam vishvatomukham. Somebody could read the translation.
Arjuna saw in
Arjuna
that.
saw in that.
Sorry, go ahead, Madhavi.
Hare Krishna. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths and unlimited eyes. It was all wondrous. The form was decorated with divine dazzling ornaments and arrayed in many garbs. He was garlanded gloriously, and there were many suns smeared over his body. All was magnificent, all expanding, unlimited. This was seen by Arjuna. Translation, Srila Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is Sanjay's description. Here is what we're going to do that in detail. So that's why I'm moving forward. Prabhupada says, inconceivable potency of Krishna, aneka, not just many, it means innumerable many. Repeated usage of aneka in this verses comes again and again, right? Aneka, aneka indicates that there is no limit to the number of hands, mouths, legs, and other manifestations Arjuna was seeing. Later, there is a description of the form with thousands of arms. Again, it'll come in 11.46, where Sahasra Bahu Bhava Vishwamurte comes, where it again denotes how there are thousands of hands. Manifestations distributed throughout the universe, but by Lord's grace, Arjun could see them sitting at one place. So imagine sitting at one place, he's seeing all these thousands of manifestations of Krishna. So Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, there are many mouths and many eyes. This might come in your homework, so I have it in detail on the screen, so you can, when you're doing your answers, writing answers, you can come here also and see. Aneka Vaktra Nayanam. There are many mouths and many eyes. Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam. There are many extraordinary visions. Aneka Divya Abharanam. There are many divine ornaments. Divyanekyo divine uplifted weapons. So Udyata means uplifted. Divya Malayambara Dharam, wearing divine garlands and dresses. Divya Gandha Anulepanam, smeared with divine fragrances. So Lepa, we know, is, to smear, and with Gandha, with divine fragrances. Sarvascharya Mayam Devam, all wondrous and shining. And Anantam Vishvatomukham, it's unlimited and all pervading. So Sanjay sees the overall contour of the universal form from a zoomed out camera, like we said. It's zoomed out and he's seeing the whole contour of this huge, unlimited form. Next. Sanjay is further describing Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yuga Pad Uttita यदि भा सदृशी सा स्याद् भासस्तस्या महात्मनाः. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to arise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universe of form. So here, Divi Surya Sahasrasya, in the sky, thousands of suns, Bhaved Yugapad Uttita, if they were, and simultaneously present. Yadibha Sadrishi Sasyad, if light like that is possible, Bhasas Tasya Mahatmana, such is the effulgence of that great Lord. Here, Sanjay is calling Krishna Mahatma. We've seen several times Krishna saying this word for those great souls, but here Sanjay is calling Krishna as Mahatma, as that great Lord with that kind of effulgence. Sanjay is trying to give a mental picture of the indescribable to Dhritarashtra. He could see through the grace of Vyasa. In comparable form, Sanjay compares the situation as far as it can be understood to an imaginable phenomenon, thousands of suns. So Sanjay is thinking that if thousands of suns were going to come simultaneously, that might be like this vision that I'm seeing. So he's describing to Dhritarashtra. Baldev Vidyabhushan says here a metaphor called Utpreksha or poetic fancy is used, comparing the effulgence of thousands suns to the astonishing nature of the object of comparison, the universal form. But since the comparison is deficient, what is suggested is that nothing could compare to this form's effulgence. So this form is more radiant than hundreds and thousands of suns. Sanjay is trying to give a mental picture of indescribable revelation to the Dhritarashtra, grace of Vyasadeva. All right, so for a devotee, they don't want to see that form. That's why I put in these slides. They just want to see this beautiful form of Krishna. They don't want to see Krishna's radiance. They want to see Krishna's sweetness. 11.13 Tatraikastham jagat kritsnam prabhavibhaktam anekada apashya deva devasya sharire pandavastada. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Tatraikastam jagat kritsnam. From that one place, the whole universe was seen. Prabhi bhaktam anekada, divided into many details. Apashyad deva devasya, could see in that Lord, who is the Lord of all lords. Sharire pandavas tata, in that form. So Arjuna could see in that form at that time. Arjuna is seeing everything at one place, all unlimited expansions of the universe, including planets of gold, jewels, and all other kinds. The word Tatra is there, indicates Arjuna and Krishna were sitting on the chariot and seeing everything from one place. Others on the battlefield could not see because Krishna gave the vision only to Arjuna. So some people have this question, were other people in the battlefield? Were they able to see? Here it is told in the purport also, only Arjuna could see because he was given that vision. Here, as we learn from Vedic scriptures, there are many universes and many planets. Some of them are made of earth, some are made of gold, some are made of jewels, some are very great, some are not so great, etc. Sitting on his chariot, Arjuna could see all these universes. Let's go to the next one, 11.14. Tatasa vishvayavishto Rishtaroma Dhananjaya Pranamaya Shirasa Devam Kritanjalir Abhashita. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. So this is the last verse. Sanjay is speaking, telling us what he was seeing, and the last thing he's seeing that Arjuna is now bowing down. His hair are standing on end. So meaning he has such a clear vision. In detail also, he can see how Arjuna's hair is standing on end. He's bewildered and he's astonished. So here, standing on end, Arjuna bows down and begins to pray with folded hands. 11.14 describes the change of rasa from friendship to wonder, which proves that Krishna is the reservoir of all relationship. So there are 12 rasas or mellows. We have a slide to show you that, just for knowledge. Symptoms of wonder indicated by a calm, sober, and quiet personality being changed to ecstatic, astonished personality with hair standing on end and offering prayers with folded hands. So there's a change, there's a shift of his emotions. And here Prabhupada says Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. Krishna is the ocean of all rasas. He exchanges all 12 relationships. And he's the ocean of all relationships exchanged between two living beings, gods, or between him and his devotees. And these are the rasas. So this comes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. These are the main rasas. Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. And these are the secondary rasas. Hasya, Adbhuta, Virya, Karuna, Rudra, Bibhatsa, and Bhaya. So there's laughter, wonder, chivalry, pathetic feeling, anger, disaster, and fearfulness. All these are also secondary rasas. Arjuna's relationship is changing from friendship to wonder, Adbhuta, offering obeisances, praises after revelation of the divine form. Although by nature very sober, calm, and quiet, Arjuna became ecstatic, hair stood on end. Friendship relationship was overwhelmed with wonder. So we see two kind of reactions. One is physical reaction. This is what Sanjay is relating. Rishta Roma, bodily hair stood on end, and emotional reaction. Vismaya Vishto, overwhelmed with astonishment. Once the divine vision is revealed, the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna changes immediately. Before, Krishna and Arjuna had a relationship based on friendship. Now it's of wonder. Okay, now he's praying with folded hands. Arjuna has become reverential. It's amazing how you can find such nice pictures, right? I just Google, I put the topic, and such beautiful pictures come, and we just put them in this. And it's nice because otherwise, just going through philosophy might get a little I wouldn't say boring, but it might get a little too much. But when we also see with our sense of sight, that vision that was seen by Arjuna in these beautiful pictures, it really helps, right? Okay, let's keep going. Now, see, this was going to be in the next class. We're moving so fast. 11.15 to 19, Arjuna speaks his realizations of the universal form. So, Sanjay just spoke, and now Arjuna is going to speak. Let's go to that presentation. And we're going to go through 16 verses now, 16, 17 verses. And we're coming to from 11.15 to 31, Arjun's experience of seeing the universal form. What did he say? This is described in the next 7 verses. After being astonished, this is what Arjun is speaking. So, Arjuna uvacha pashyami devams tava deva dehe sarvams tata bhuta vishesha sangan brahmanamisham kamalasanastam rishimsta sarvan uragamscha divyan. Arjuna said, "My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents." So now Arjuna is relating here what he is seeing in the form of that universal. Pashyami devams tava deva dehe. I can see many devtas in your form. Tava Deva Dehe. I'm seeing in your Dehe is Krishna's form. So many Devas. Sarvams Tata Bhuta Vishesha Sanghan. Also, all living entities specifically assembled together. Sanghan. Vishesha Sanghan is special assembly. Brahmanam Isham Kamalasanastam. Lord Brahma, I can see him sitting on the lotus flower. Kamala Asana. So that asan, which is made of lotus flower. And then also I can see Lord Shiva. Rishimscha Sarvan Uragamscha Divyan, all the sages and divine serpents. I can see all of this. So, all living entities at one place sees all demigods and living entities assembled in that form. Lord Brahma sitting on lotus flower, also Lord Shiva, the sages and divine serpents. To see all at one place is possible only by Krishna's grace. So everything in the universe from bottom, which is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu's bed, to top, which is Brahma's planet. Prabhupada says in the purport, by Krishna's grace, this is all what Arjuna is able to see. Brahma is the first being in the universe and the celestial serpent upon which Garbhodakshaya Vishnu lies in the lower regions of the universe. So the whole thing from top to bottom is the vision that Krishna is giving to Arjuna. 11.16 Aneka Bahudara Vaktra Netram Pashyami Tvam Sarvatonanta Rupam Nantam Namadhyam Napunastavadim Pashyami Vishveshvara Vishvarupa. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. So, Aneka Bahudhara Vaktra Netram, many, many arms. Again, Aneka is coming, which Prabhupada has told us is not many, many, but unlimited many. So, I'm seeing unlimited many arms, bellies, faces, and eyes. Pashyami Tvam Sarvato Nanta Rupam. I'm seeing in your form expanded everywhere, and it is Ananta, it is Ananta Rupa, it is unlimited form. Nantam na madhyam na punas tattavadim, with no end, middle, or beginning. Pashyami Vishveshvara Vishvarupa. I see the Lord of the universe in the form of the universe. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Going. Arjuna's description of the universal form. Krishna is unlimited and he sees those many, many arms, bellies, mouths, eyes without any limit and with no end, middle, or beginning. Through Krishna, everything could be seen. You can see this argument later. You can read it when I post the recording. This is just detail and you can read this. This is prayers by Kunti Maharani, where she also spoke like this. Atha Vishvesha Vishvatmam Vishvamurte Svakeshu me Sneha Pashamimam Chindi Dridam Pandushu Vishnushu. O Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, O personality of the form of the universe, please, therefore, sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. So she spoke this verse where she used the word Vishvesha, Vishvatma, and Vishvamurte. 1 second. So what is Vishvesha? Above the universe as the controller, who's transcendental as Ishvara, so he's above. And then Vishvatma inside the universe also as the super soul, who's eminent as indwelling supreme being. And then Vishvamurte, you yourself, the universe, as Vishvarup. So above and inside, and also you are the form of the Vishvarup. 11.17 Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrinam Cha Tejo Rashim Sarvato Deeptimantam Pashyami Tvam Kshayam Samantad Deeptanalarka Tyutim Aprameyam. Arjuna says, your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence spreading on all sides like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. So, Kirititam Gadinam Chakrinam Cha. He says, verse Kirita means helmets or crowns. So many crowns I'm seeing. This universe form is adorned with so many crowns. Gadinam is maces, Chakrinam is chakra. So Gada, chakra, and those helmets or crowns. And these are all can give reference to Lord Vishnu. So he sees the Lord Vishnu form over there. Tejo Rasim Sarvato Deeptimantam. It's having an effulgence which is as if there is all the directions are ablaze. There's so much effulgence and they're glowing with that effulgence. And I'm looking at that. Pashami Tvam Dur Niriksham Samantad. So Niriksha is to see and Dur Niriksha, which is difficult to see. But I'm seeing that which is difficult to see. I'm seeing that form that is actually difficult to see. Diptanalarka Dyutim Aprameyam. So Dipti is burning or blazing again, and Anila is fire. So blazing like fire. And Arka is the sun. So Deepta is used twice in the same verse. Deepta Nalarka, the effulgent like sun blazing, and Aprameyam, it is immeasurable also. So this is how Arjuna is describing. Analogy is given, glaring effulgence on all sides like blazing fire or immeasurable radiance like the sun. This form is very difficult to see. 11.18 Tvam aksharam paramam veditavyam Tvam asya vishvasya param nidhanam Tvam avyayam shashvata dharma gopta Sanatanas tvam purusho mato me. You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion. Arjuna is giving his opinion. Let's look at the verse quickly. Tvam aksharam paramam veditavyam. You are infallible and immeasurable. Aksharam paramam veditavyam. You are the supreme, and veditavyam, you are the ultimate object to be known. Tvam asya vishvasya param nidhanam. You are the shelter of the whole Vishwa. Vishvasya param nidhanam. You are the supreme. Nidhanam is shelter. So you're the supreme shelter of the whole Vishwa, of all the universes, of all the universes. Tvam avyayam shashvata dharma gopta. You are inexhaustible, avyayam, and you are the protector. Shashvata dharma gopta. You are the protector of religion. Sanatanas tvam purusho matome. You are the eternal supreme personality. This is my opinion. Next verse, which is 11.19. Anadi madhyantam ananta viryam ananta bahum shashi surya netram pashami tvam deepta hatusha vaktram swatejasa vishvam idam tapantam. You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the suns and the moons are your eyes. If I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your radiance. So now he's seeing there's a shift From opulence, he's seeing that form of Kala Rupa, which is Ghora. You can also say Ghora Rupa. You are without origin, middle, or end, he says. Anadi Madhyantam Ananta Viryam. That you have no beginning, no middle, no end. There is unlimited glories. Ananta Viryam. Your glories are unlimited. Ananta Bahum. Shashi Surya Netram. You have unlimited arms. Ananta Bahu. And the sun and the moon, Shashi and Surya, are your eyes, your netram. Pashami tvam dipti hatusha vaktram. So vaktram is mouth. So that this form is quite frightening. He's saying this mouth is emanating blazing fire. It is coming out of this mouth. Swatejasa vishwam idam tapantam. And with this effulgence, the whole universe is blazing and becoming hot. So there's a sensation of heat, sensation of touch and heat that he's feeling. Also, it's not just that vision, but he's also feeling that heat emanated from the universal form. So repetition of statements 2 or 3 times, aneka eyes, so many mouths. He's repeating and arms again and again due to joy, astonishment, or kindness is not a fault. Repetition of glories of Krishna is not a literary weakness. Arjuna was submerged in ocean of rasa or great astonishment. Okay, so this is a summary of what he's seeing, 18th and 19th verses. Now that Arjun has a proper qualification, the Lord shows him his form as time. This is described in the next 10 verses. So now Arjun is describing the form that he's seeing of Krishna. Not just the Vishwaroop, but the Kalaroop he's seeing. So the form from Vishwaroop changes to Kalaroop. That is what Arjun is seeing and describing. So Arjun's description of Kalaroop, the form of time, from the verses 11.19 all the way to 31. And we'll try and finish those quickly. So 19 we just did. 20th verse. द्यावा पृथिव्योरिदम् अनन्तरं हि व्याप्तं त्वयैकेन दिशश्च सर्वाः दृष्ट्वावभूतं रूपमुग्रं तवेदं लोकात्रयं प्रव्यथितं महात्मन्. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. O Great One, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. So, let's see. Prabhupada says, many saw the universal form, not on the battlefield, but who all are seeing this form? Arjuna is seeing. This is not a dream. This is also going to be a question that will come as a homework question. How can you tell that it is what Arjuna is seeing is not a dream? It is really a vision. So here Prabhupada talks about this in the purport. He says, Arjuna seeing the universal form was not a dream. All whom the Lord endowed with divine vision saw that universal form on the battlefield. So not only did Arjuna, but others in other planetary systems saw it also, who were endowed with the divine vision. So Dvava Prithivyor, the space between heaven and earth, Lokatrayam, the 3 worlds, everyone there could also see. Baldevidya Bhushan says, it is understood that now, for seeing the war, the Devas, Asuras, and Gandharvas, Kinnaras, and others who were friendly or neutral had gathered. So all these who had gathered to see the war also, they are also seeing this form. They are also given celestial eyes to see the form. So that's why it is proof that this is not a dream. 11.21 Amihi tvam sura sangha vishanti kechit bhita pragchalayo grinanti swastityatta maharshi siddha sangaha stuvanti tvam stutibhi pushkalabhi. All the demigods are surrendering and entering into you. They are very much afraid, and with folded hands they are singing the Vedic hymns. Among the Devtas, some being afraid are standing at a distance with folded hands, praying, "Please protect us, O Master." The host of great sages, the Siddhas, seeing the great danger in order to pacify you, praise you and saying, "Let there be auspiciousness for the universe." So it's coming from Baldev Vidyabhushan. He gives his commentary like this. 11.22. रुद्रादित्या वसवो ये च साध्या विश्वेश्विनो मरुतश्चोष्मपाश्च गन्धर्वयक्षासुरसिद्धसङ्गा वीक्षन्ते त्वां विस्मिताश्चैव सर्वे. All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishwadevas, the two Ashvis, the Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. So all that, remember the Vibhutis Krishna spoke about in the 10th chapter, he's seeing all of that. So Adityas, Vasus, Satyas, and etc. 11.23 Rupam mahate bahuvaktra netram mahabaho bahurupadam bahudaram bahudrim damstrakaralam drishtva loka pravyatitastataham. O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I. So he's talking about all these devtas who are also disturbed seeing this form with many, many arms, thighs. Again, it's aneka. Thighs, arms, legs, arms, bellies. They're disturbed seeing your many terrible teeth, and they're also disturbed, and I'm also disturbed. So, Arjun description of Kala Rupa from 23rd to 25th verses. You can see the summary later. Now, Arjun expresses his pitiful state in 2 verses so that the Lord will withdraw this form. So, this is the 24th verse. Nabhasprasham diptam aneka varnam vyatananam dipta vishalanetram drishtva hi tvam pravrittitantaratma dhritim na vindami shamam cha Vishnu. O all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths, and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. So what is this form? It touches the sky, spreads into Antariksha, Nabha Sprasham, and has gaping mouths. Here Arjuna expresses his rasa of fear caused by seeing the Lord's form as time. Ramanujacharya says Nabhas denotes the Parama Vyoma, beyond the Prakriti composed of the 3 gunas. So all that Arjuna is seeing, and he's now perturbed. He's losing his steadiness of mind, his equilibrium of mind. Damshtra karalani cha te mukhani drishtva kalana sanibhani disho nadan jane na labhe chas sharma prasida devesha jagannivasa. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions I am bewildered. So Arjun sees all the... Okay, we're going to see this later. See whatever. So Lord previously had said, see whatever else you desire to see, but see in my body the future victory and defeat in this war. Now he shows this in the 5 verses. So now Arjun is relating what he's seeing in Krishna's form about the future of the war. So this is 26th and 27. Ami cha tvam dhritarashtrasya putra sarve sahaivavani Palasangai Bhishmo Drono Sutaputrastathaso Sahas Madidyair api Yodhamukhay Vatrani te Twaramana Vishanti Tamstrakara Lani Bhayanakani Kechid Vilagna Dashanatareshu Sandrishyante Churnate Uttamaghai. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, and all our soldiers are rushing into your mouths, their heads smashed by your fearful teeth. So such a gory sight. Arjuna is seeing all these warriors, Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, and all the soldiers rushing into the mouth of Krishna because he's showing his Kala Roop. In the future, all these soldiers are getting destroyed and they're killed. And this was from the Bhagavatam. Ayur haranti vai pumsam udyan astam Chayan aso tasyatre yat Krishno nita uttama shloka vartaya. Both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of the all-good personality of Godhead. This is so profound. All our time, which is the duration of our life, which is decreasing as the sun is rising and setting, the time of everyone, all the jivas is decreasing, right? Except for those who are utilizing that time. That same time, if it is utilized in service of the Lord, in the topics of glorifying, discussing the topics of the Lord. Dadami, Buddhi Yogam Tam, Krishna is giving that knowledge, right? The ones who glorify me within talking to themselves, right? With each other, or we're reading, or we're doing seva, anything in Krishna's, in connection with Krishna, when we do, then what happens? For those, this time does not decrease, the duration does not decrease, right? It just decreases for those who are not doing all of this. So it is really profound. For them, what is happening? They are coming closer to Krishna, to that eternal reality, to that we are also Sachidananda, so that we're purifying those anarthas and we are preparing our life so that by when that time of leaving this body comes, it is not a disaster, but it is a continuation of our service with Krishna. So it's beautiful, and how our acharyas have, within these verses where Arjuna is going to describe and give analogies, our acharyas are going to give their understanding, and it's really amazing. So 2 examples are given to describe their entering the mouths in the 2 verses. So example is given. Yatha means just like. So this is 28th verse. Yatha nani nadinam bahavo vegaha samudram eva bhimukha dhruvanti tatha tavami naraloka vira vashanti vatrani abhivi jwalanti. Sorry, there are so many tongue twisters, so that's why I'm going a little slow. So let's look at what the translation is. So just like as the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter blazing into your mouths. So he's talking about warriors entering into the mouth of Krishna, which is blazing. So they're entering death, but the example is given just like the rivers enter the ocean. So it's beautiful. Our acharyas tell us that he's talking about these great souls, Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya, who he just saw entering the mouth, but he's giving example of the rivers going into ocean. So Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya were part of a course of events. Just like the river by its natural course enters into the ocean, similarly by higher arrangement, by the force of circumstances, they were in a situation where they could not opt out of the war and they had to fight on the wrong side, due to which they will be destroyed. But they were not evil, right? It was because of circumstances. In fact, Bhishma Dev is one of the Mahajans. So great devotee of Lord Krishna, but he had to be destroyed because of the circumstances, because of opting to be on the side of the Kauravas. So we're going to talk about this a little more and understand this example of river going into ocean. Let's look at the next verse first. This is 29th. Yatha pradiptam jwalanam patanga विशन्ति नाशाय समृद्धवेगाः तथैव नाशाय विशन्ति लोकास् तवापि वक्त्राणि समृद्धवेगाः. Another example is given. I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. So new example is given, just like a moth enters into fire and it is also destroyed, right? Just like that, I'm seeing all these people rushing in full speed into your mouths. So many mouths as moths dash into destruction in a blazing fire. So it is said now, our acharyas tell us that this is when he gives the example of moth getting into fire, destroyed by fire, it is not about Drona or Duryodhan. It is about the other warriors like the Kauravas, the evil-minded ones. For them, the example of moth is given. So here in the background, Maitreya Rishi had also come and he had counseled Duryodhan. He had said that don't fight this war because Krishna is on the other side. This is a dharma yudh, you will be destroyed. So don't do this. Duryodhan was defiant and insolent, and in defiance started beating his thigh. So he beat his thigh once again later before this, when Draupadi was being disrobed. That time also he did this. So he did this here also when Maitreya Rishi had come. So he got cursed by the Rishi. The very thigh that you're proud of, it will be broken and will become the cause of your death. So Maitreya Rishi, because rishis and such rishis like Maitreya Rishi should be given such, respect, and if they're giving some advice, we should listen to them and follow them. But for Duryodhan, he didn't just ignore, he also was insolent and defiant, and he was provocative, showing that he is not going to listen to him and he's going to do otherwise. So he got cursed. Rishi's curse further reinforced the vow of Bhima. Okay, so here is the example. So materialistic person are going to die and spiritualists are also going to die. What is the difference? Rivers, nature, after entering the ocean does not change. For a devotee, death is a transition, a continuation of service of Krishna. So when the example of river is given, entering the ocean, the water, its nature does not change. It just gets into the ocean, right? It remains the same water. It does not die or does not disappear or extinguish or evaporate. But whereas the moth, after entering into fire, the moth dies. For a non-devotee, everything is finished. The moth moving into the fire simply destroys itself and does not do any good to anyone. Correct? But a river moving towards ocean nourishes all the land and also providing value and benefiting everyone around, plants, animals, and humans. So existence of a devotee is beneficial for the world, whereas there's nothing a materialist does to benefit others. Such a beautiful way to explain the analogies, right? Okay, here's a short video of Prabhupada talking about death for non-devotees.
Mad is the sum total of all stupidity. Your pride, your property, your family, your bank balance, your skyscraper building, all taken. Finished. Got out. This is God. Now understand God. To believe or not believe, God will come one day. He'll take you, take your everything, and get out. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. But those who are not believer in God, to them I come as death and take away everything. Finished. That one has to believe. Yes, as sure as death. Then God is here. So unless one is madman, he cannot say there is no God. Anyone who denies the existence of God is a madman.
Prabhupada, wouldn't it be better to say he's blind, he's stupid?
Yes, the same thing. Mad is the sum total of all stupidity.
Give me 1 second. Okay, having described how the warriors enter the mouths of the universal form, Arjuna describes the effulgence coming from the form and how it spreads out. So 30th verse, Lelihyase grasamana samanta lokan samagran vidanairjwalat bhihi tejobhir apurya jagat samagram bhashastavagraha tavograha pratapanti Vishnu. O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible scorching rays. The last verse, 31st. Akhyahi meko bhavan ugra rupo namostute devavara prasida vignatum ichchami bhavantam adyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. So, in the beginning, 2.7, Arjun had when he was talking to Krishna, he said, Prachami Twam Dharma Samuda Cheta. So I'm asking you to tell me for sure what is Dharma. And now from Twam, he's come to Bhavan. So Twam, it could be in Hindi, it could be Tum, and Bhavan is Aap. So the way he's talking to Krishna has changed. Akhyani me ko bhavan ugra rupo. You. So in English, it's just you. Whether it's tum or aap or tu, it's just you. But in Sanskrit, we understand how he's so reverential. He wants to, and he's like bhavan aap, he's calling Krishna. So Arjun, in great fear, asks two questions. Who are you and what is your mission? In verse number 31. And why is he asking? Arjun knew Krishna as his friend and Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he was puzzled by various forms exhibited by Krishna, and that's why he's asking this question. Who are you and what is your mission? And Krishna will start to answer in the next class. We'll go onwards from 11.32. Okay, yeah, we finished. We had to go really fast. I'm sorry.